Well, hello. Welcome to another beautiful video and a question that was asked by someone says, can you show us what makes for a good moon versus bad moon? Okay. With your upgraded knowledge, I don't know what that meant. Upgraded knowledge. Actually, the problem was my knowledge was too upgraded. I had to downgrade and simplify the knowledge to really understand something. And let me also say this, no matter how much you learn in astrology, no matter how much you know about AI, the simplest thing that astrology allows you to do as a human being is to just literally see that speech of the planets. The planets speak to you. I'm starting to see that. I never knew what that meant, but now I know. And this is one of the biggest reasons why, because see, astrology is alive. Astrology is alive. It knows you, it's watching you, it's watching every astrologer who's doing reading, looking at a chart, giving consultation. Okay, once astrology realizes that, wait a second, now you're bringing this AI thing to make life easier, where just with a one click they'll know exactly when the job happened, this happens. Okay, now I'm gonna go wrong, now I'm gonna shut down. Now time for Jyotish is over. That's how it's going to be. Mark my word. But the good moon and bad moon, the first thing, like I said, you have to have the ability to understand the language of the planet. Not mathematically, not astronomically, just what they're saying when you look at a chart. Like when you look at a chart, and you know how you should start this? Start making charts on a paper. Okay? Start making charts on a paper. I don't care, pen, pencil. When you are doing that, when you're writing that particular moon in that house, it'll already start to vibrate at one point. Like, oh, there's something here with this particular thing. That's one big thing. How you can understand a good moon. But now on the actual level of analyzing, you must also be thinking, well, he's going to have to go into tithis, whether you're born in Shukla Paksha or Krishna Paksha. No, Tithi literally shows what's the best activity that this particular soul can do to somehow balance out their karmas. But it's not saying this is what you're going to do. Okay? It represents the character of the person, but it represents the body type of a person. It shows what the good things and the bad things that these activities can show. But the thing is, you will see some of the best like tithis out there. Okay, Purnama tithis, people have committed the most heinous of crimes, and yogis have been born under Amavasya. Okay, so the tithi part, okay, it's like a layer that you keep aside. The simplest thing you will see with the troubled moon in the 6th, 7th, and 8th house. Okay? 6th, 7th, and 8th house moon shows that the person in their current state is dealing with tremendous amount of trouble within their consciousness. Moon, see, you got to understand this thing with the moon. Moon is not your mind and mother and comfort and happiness and food and travel. Those are just for those basic predictions. If you really want to dive deep into the moon, moon is the womb, right? This is why we call moon the mother. It's a womb, and that womb is carrying every single karma you are to perform at a certain given point. So this is the reason why when we're looking at moon in the 6th, 7th, and 8th axis, okay, moon is impregnated with karma that are kind of here to poke at a person. They will poke at them. Now, on one end, that poking can literally lead to a life from rag to riches. Okay? On the other hand, that poking can lead a person to poke other people because they are getting that pleasure out of it. For example, with the moon in the 8th house, person is troubled but also a billionaire, and also at the same time quite sadistic. Like you just heard that crypto kidnapping story in New York, right? These are the type of mindsets you come with. But I'm not saying it's happening with every 6th, 7th, and 8th house. But 6th, 7th, and 8th house is where the mind is impregnated with such karmas that they have to somehow deal with the war battlefield of their sowed ground. That's what that moon will do. Now, when you're looking at this moon, now you see that impact. See, the impact on the moon is very, very important, because moon is very impressionable like Mercury. Who is moon sitting with? And who is aspecting or trine from the moon? Is moon with the benefic? Is moon with the malefic? This will clearly tell one of the most clearest and simple stories how this moon going to manifest. Okay, like how troubled this impregnation of moon is. The second you will see is going to be moon in 10th, 11th, and 12th house. Okay, these particular placements of the moon become the second most important in terms of like if a moon is troubled or not. And it's very sensitive point where how a person is raised can show is this person is going to be a sinner or they're going to be a yogi, right? Saints and sinners. This is the second position, because 9th moon obviously is a blessed moon, but any moon can be blessed, can also be cursed at the same time. But 10th, 11th, and 12th is the type of moon that has mentally checked out. It's the type of moon that is focusing towards some form of an escape, whether it's escape from career, escape from responsibility, or escape from the world itself, escaping from desires. And especially when this moon becomes malefic, they're trapped in those things. They can't escape those things. Like a person wanting to get rid of their drug addiction, and they can't. Because moon wants escape, but that escape is coming through such a means that is now trapping them more into their own life. Then, second or first, second, third moon, and 4th and 5th moon. These are the more balanced moon, where moon is able to balance itself quite normally. Okay, even with the impacts of the malefic planets. But again, the severity of these malefic planets definitely matters no matter where the moon is placed. Like especially when you see the conjunction of the moon, those are absolutely important. And now if you want to go into a deeper level, the nakshatras will be the one, holding the saddle to the horse. They're directing now exactly how this journey is going to be manifesting. So for example, moon with Mars, okay, let's say in the 8,000 Revati nakshatra, and especially let's say it's the Padha 4 of Revati nakshatra, the person will be obsessed and fascinated with the death. They don't mind looking at death. They don't mind looking at someone passing away. Okay, now this can either make a person into great surgeon, pathologist, a great detective who can solve murders, or it can literally be the person on the other end committing them. So these are the sensitive points, and this is where we have to see, is the moon getting permission to do something? So here's the thing, moon will not do it by itself. Moon has to have permission from who? Who's above moon? In the patriarchy, or like you can say the echelons of the caste system of the planets, sun is above moon. Moon is the second because Moon is also royal, regal planet. Then comes Jupiter, then Mars, and all these other planets. So if Sun gives permission to the Moon, then the Moon will commit that particular thing, whether it's to become a surgeon and cutting and saving someone, or to actually cutting and enjoying it. And this is going to be seen where Sun is placed from the Moon, and this is where I know you are looking at the Tithi part, but you have to look at the actual position of the Sun. What is the Sun allowing? You got to see the Sun in your chart, because Sun is going to show you, Sun is going to tell you, you have permission to do this. It's telling Mars you have permission to do this. It is telling Jupiter you have permission to do this. And you can't go beyond that permission. Okay? You can't go beyond that permission. So you always, especially for the mind, pay attention to the Sun. Is Sun directing me to do this? Now, of course, I don't have a chart here to show you because I'm, again, away from all the noise. I'm away from all the social media noise. I'm just here. I am just taking a breather as a human being. Otherwise I can actually even show you with the Sun's position and how it's going to shape Moon or give permission to some other planet. Okay. So if you want to see about the money, okay, first you see the Sun, then you see Venus. And the position difference between them can show a whole lot how much the Venus is allowed to make or not make. Obviously, when it comes to divisional charts, you really want to know the intentions of the Moon. You have to look at the D3 chart, Dreshkan. Some call it Drikna. The D3 chart is the fruit and the actions of the planet. Okay? Actually, Navamsha represents the fruit. Dreshkan is showing the motivation, the achievement. What is the planet is wanting to achieve? Whether it's Moon, whether it's Sun, whether it's Venus, does it want to achieve pleasure, pain, success? What is it? And especially here you will see the rishis like Agastya, Durvasa, Narad. They naturally make a certain character, gives a flavor to the person. Okay. Like I was giving you that Moon in Revati. Okay. But if that same Moon, let's say, goes into Durvasa Rishi, goes into, 8th or 3rd house, goes into certain other houses and especially aspected by certain planets, then you can see what this Moon is wanting to explore, what the mind really inside is attracted towards. Is it attracted towards knowledge, sexual activities, attracted towards innovation, destruction? Okay. So these are some of the things that you look for. I know many wants to jump on Sastyamsa chart, the D60 chart, which is the nectar of the planet, which is the final, the actual juice and rasa of the planet. But you don't need to go that far. The D3 will give you the biggest indication. Okay, and it's I would, like I said, if I had the capability, I would show, chart and show exactly what this person wants to deal with and wants to, kind of extract from life. So, but right now I'm like so out of everything in terms of tech. I'm just doing this because, again, I was having a cigar. I'm like, let's just make a video on it. I might actually make it if you give your details, and if you're in my Keras vlogs, put your details and I'll show you what your Moon is doing in Dreshkan. But just remember, you gave me your birth details. And remember, it's going to be in my Keras vlogs. You can't be like, of course, I'm not going to discuss your name or anything. Okay, but if you leave your birth details, you know, in on the comments here, I will take that chart and I will show exactly how to see this particular moon from birth to Dreshkan. Forget about Navamsha, Dasamsha, and all of that that we always run to. Dreshkan has become my go-to chart. Okay, and it's especially one of the best teachers to understand the moon. The two teachers that I really respect is one Neeraj Verma, second is Eve. Like they are the masters of their craft. You know, they're like if I'm here, they're like above that ceiling or maybe like above that ceiling. I can't even see it. That's how above they are. Okay. But this is how you can literally quickly see how moon is doing. But guess what? I can give you all the information. I can give you nakshatra pada information, and you still will not be able to do it. I may not be able to do it if the chart does not want me to see it, and if Jyotish does not want me to go towards that particular side. It'll block it. This is why I always say I know so many techniques now from Nadi and this and that, but when I'm looking at a chart, only one will come in the front. Only two will come in the front. Sometimes none, sometimes I just have to say what I'm seeing. So again, if you want to really understand this part, you gotta first respect the fact that what you're dealing with is something that is alive. It is not some board game. It is not some video game, okay, that can easily be um, what do you call decoded and pirated and put it online. It's not like that. And sooner you understand it, the better. The more respect you will have for it. Okay, like for example, I've seen a lot of troubled moons whenever some mother is taking a newborn baby's chart and they're giving it to me. But of course, I'm not going to say anything like that. I quickly sense that I don't have the permission to say this. I sense it. It's like telepathic communication of the cosmos saying, yeah, don't go there. Talk about what the positive potential are of this baby. Okay. So anyway, I just wanted to just give answer to this particular question that was asked for like 3 weeks now. Okay, but one day I can go deeper into it. But of course, in my moon reading, I do look at these things. I could go and look at those particular aspect, especially the divisional chart aspects. But only if I'm allowed to say it, I'll say something. Okay, and also remember, my Leo blank chart prediction is now active on my academy, and I'm going to be taking people's chart. You should already see the feedback from previous courses that I've done. Okay, but it'll be fun looking at this time. All right, guys, see ya.